Hey guys, welcome back to Grace's Place. I'm Chef Grace. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite things, pasta. Fresh pasta is really easy to make. Today I'm going to be using all-purpose flour and semolina flour to make my pasta. But if you don't have semolina flour, which is a hard wheat flour, it's made from durum wheat, then don't worry about it. Just go with all-purpose flour. Okay, so in my bowl I have all-purpose flour, semolina flour, and a pinch of salt. I'm gonna mix them together really quick with my hand. I'm gonna make a well. Make a pile with it mixed together and then make a hole in the middle. So I made a well in my bowl. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the eggs in it and then I'm gonna mix it all together. So it is safer to do it in a bowl, but if you don't have a bowl big enough or you don't feel like washing a bowl and you're gonna wash your counter anyway, do it on the counter. Go for it. Live dangerously. Now I have my heavy cream out as kind of like an insurance policy. If for some reason my dough gets too dry, I'll just add a little bit of heavy cream. You could also use a little bit of olive oil. You shouldn't need that much, just a splash, if you need it at all. And that's going to depend on the humidity of your room and, you know, if you measured out your ingredients correctly, that kind of thing. Alright, so I caved in my well and I'm just mixing it up. Getting all that egg in the flour, hydrating the flour with the egg. And I'm going to knead it on my table after that. So make sure you really get the bottom of the bowl. And it's going to start to come off your hands as the dough comes together. So you can see how yellow that is, and that's from my egg yolks. You know, Italian cooking is all about quality of ingredients. Because most of Italian cooking they're very simple recipes. So you have to execute the technique well, and you have to make sure you're using quality ingredients. So I just have a little bit of dryness on the bottom, and that's where my cream's gonna come in. But just a little tiny bit. That should be enough. That was about a teaspoon. So I'm just gonna keep kneading for about 5 minutes until it's super smooth. Now, of course, you could do this in a KitchenAid with a dough hook if you want to, but I know not everyone has a KitchenAid, so I just want to show you guys how to do it by hand. No excuses not to try it out. And you know, this is a great activity too. If your kids are home and you need something for them to do, make pasta. It's a science project and it's dinner. And it's exercise. So you can see the dough's kind of like when you squeeze it, it shrinks back a little bit, like a rubber band. That's gluten. So we really activated the gluten in this. So we're gonna have to let it rest for 20 minutes. So I'm actually going to wrap it up, but before I do that, I'm going to cut it into quarters. So this way when I'm working with it, I can just pull out a little bit at a time. But that's it, that's pasta dough. I'm gonna let this rest in the fridge for 20 minutes, let the gluten relax, and then we're gonna start rolling it out in the pasta machine. You don't need a pasta machine to roll out pasta dough, but it's very labor intensive if you don't have one. The KitchenAid one is an electric one that goes onto the KitchenAid motor. For years I used a hand crank one. The way you use it is pretty much the same, except obviously the motor's cranking for you whereas hand crank, you have to crank it yourself. All three methods work great. So I'm gonna get these wrapped up. It's important to keep them wrapped up so they don't dry out. 20 minutes from now, we'll be rolling. I'm gonna prep the rest of my dinner. I'm gonna put some pesto on some salmon and get that in the oven.